I would like to say that the stigma that's existed since the beginning of the epidemic has gotten better. Maybe in an overall sense it has. But for a person living with HIV, a person who's newly infected, a person that's afraid to get tested, a person that lives in a community where being HIV positive is death sentence in terms of how they're going to be treated, how they're going to be ostracized, the stigma is as great as it's ever been and as harmful as it's ever been.
I think a big part of erasing stigma will have to come from people that are HIV positive. They'll have to step out of the shadows of myth and misinformation and share their story.
Well, let me put it this way. My name's Paul. I'm HIV positive. You want to date? It's not so simple being HIV positive.
Over the years, I've just found stigma as people find out. They tend to treat you different. I've had people who kind of pull away. I've had people who homes I used to be always invited to events that I was no longer being invited to. So the disease affects you in so many different ways.
Having to go through that, having to be judged, basically, to be judged. Well, how did you get it? Don't worry about how I got it. All you need to know is that I got it, and I'm telling you I have it, so now we deal with it moving right along.
We're still focused on how someone got it rather than how they can get better now. And that to me is still kind of scary.
People have a lot of myths that they believe that aren't true. And like, I've had a couple instances where I was around infant children as far as part of my family where, you know, they would snatch the children away from me or tell them to get away from me and stuff that's really insensitive.
I had to go through like sitting on a sheet when I was in the house, use some bleach when I took a shower.
I had my son at my facility and we were having dinner and he sat next to one of my clients and he grabbed my client's cup and he drank from it. And so, not really thinking anything much of it, I just switched the cups. I gave my client my son's cup, you know, switched, and later on he's like, when that happened, I gasped and I thought, oh my God, she's gonna be so angry with me because her son drank from my cup. And I go, well, I was more concerned for you because he has floaties and I didn't want you to like swallow his backwash, you know? And so to him, that was a big deal because I just saw him as just another person and not someone who had HIV or AIDS. And you know, when you're in the moment, you don't really think about the impact that you have on other people just by being tolerant, just by being educated.
We just get educated about it and we learn more and more. We try to bring the education to different communities and different centers, and we come together as a population. We can learn about it and more. We won't be so afraid of it. And if one educates the other, then it spreads throughout the community. It spreads throughout the city.
And if you have family members that have this disease, don't throw them away like there's something to be thrown away. Life is too short, life is too precious. Value every second and every moment that you have with your loved ones, because tomorrow's not promised and you don't know if they're going to be here. And you don't want to throw them away and then find out later, well, I couldn't get this disease from just them coming in my house. I couldn't get the disease from them eating off of my place. But yes, I spent years banning them from my home and banning them from my life, only when I could have held on to my child or my grandchild or my niece, my nephew, my aunt, my uncle. So love them while you can. You can't get this disease in the ways that so many people ignorantly think that you can.
before I knew, I was ignorant also. I used to get mad, it used to upset me, but now it's just, I realize now people just they're not educated. So I try to educate them. If it comes up in conversation, I tell them what I know.
I think we have a greater ability to make a difference than ever before. We can educate people, we can get the messages out more broadly now thanks to internet, thanks to social media. We can really touch people one-on-one with messages more than ever before. In some sense, I think we can almost see that this stigma, this cloud that's been over us, that's been blocking our efforts, that I think we can almost see a light at the end of the tunnel of stigma.
Over the past 30 years, we've made a lot of progress in the fight against HIV and AIDS. However, stigma continues to fuel the epidemic. It keeps people from talking about HIV with their partners. It keeps people from getting tested. And it keeps people from seeking medical care. We all have a role in fighting stigma. Educate yourself about how HIV is and is not transmitted. Share that knowledge with your friends and family. Confront misconceptions when you hear them. Contribute to the fight against HIV either financially or through volunteering. For more information, visit our website at aidsfundphilly.org.